Om. कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् कोष्पतीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वादात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमद राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायणमानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः मङ्गलं कोसलेन्द्राय महनीयगुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम्. The rainy season is bringing in different delights at the same time, different sceneries in this forest. It is said when we maintain our garden, we use a hose pipe to water the plants. When Bhagavan maintains the forest, he torrentially pours. He cannot go by one after another. He pours down completely. All forest and all growth and all greenery is taken care. So here the 32nd verse, we saw how the thunder that is heard by the elephant, which are desirous of battle, when they heard the sound of the thunder, they thought it is the elephants of the opposite army is replying to their shoutings, and they turn around. Yuddha abhikamaha pradinada shankhi matto gajendra pradisam niruddha. That is a beautiful description of that. Continuing here in the next verse 33 onwards. Kvachit pragita iva shatpadogaihi
क्वचित् प्रगीता इव षट्पदौघैः
क्वचित् प्रवृत्ता इव नीलकण्ठैः
क्वचित् प्रनृत्ता इव नीलकण्ठैः
क्वचित् प्रमत्ता इव वारणेन्द्रैः
क्वचित् प्रमत्ता इव वानरेन्द्रैः
विभान्त्यनेकाश्रयिणो वनान्ताः
विभात्यनेकाश्रयिणो वनान्ताः
कदम्बसर्जार्जुनकन्दलाढ्या
कदम्बः सर्जार्जुनकन्दलाढ्या
वनान्तभूमिर्मधुवारिपूर्णा
वनान्तभूमिर्मधुवारिपूर्णा
मयूरमत्ताभिरुत मयूरमत्ताभिरुतप्रवृत्तैः
मयूरमत्ताभिरुतप्रनृत्तैः
आपानभूमि प्रतिमा विभाति
आपानभूमि प्रतिमा विभाति
मुक्ता समाभं सलिलं पतत्वै
मुक्तातमाभं सलिलं पदत्वै
सुनिर्मलं पत्रपुटेषु लग्नम्
सुनिर्मलं पुत्पत्रपुटेषु लग्नम्
पृष्ठाविवर्णच्छदना विहङ्गाः
हृष्टाविवर्णच्छदना विहङ्गाः
सुरेन्द्रदत्तं तृषिता पिबन्ति
सुरेन्द्रदत्तं तृषिताः पिबन्ति
षट्पादतन्त्री मधुराभिधानम्
षट्पादतन्त्री मधुराभिधानम्
प्लवङ्गमोदीरितकण्ठतालम्
प्लवङ्गमोदीरितकण्ठतालम्
आविष्कृतं मेघमृदङ्गनादैः
आविष्कृतं मेघमृदङ्गनादैः
वनेषु सङ्गीतमिव प्रवृत्तम्
वनेषु सङ्गीतमिव प्रवृत्तम्
There, in this beautiful forest, now in the season of rain, Shatpada ogaihi kvachit pragita iva. Shatpada bees. Ogaihi cluster of, or the group of bees moving around from flower to flower are making the whizz sound. That is also heard as a pragita, as a beautiful song there. Neelakantaihi kvachit pranritta iva. The whole forest as though dancing when the peacocks, which are blue-necked, with their blue neck when they are dancing. Vanarendraihi pramattaiva kvachit. Sometimes the whole forest looks to be maddening crazy because of the Vanarendra. That is mad elephants, rut of mad elephants there. Anekashriyano vanantaha vibanti. A varieties of ashriyana, variety of dwellings. We can see in different places, different things are happening. So this way, the whole place is vibrant with various kinds of activities. Kadamba Sarja Arjuna Kanda Ladya Mala. So, Vananta Bhumir Madhuvari Purna. So the entire place, Madhuvari Purna, filled with as though intoxicating drink because of the various flowers emitting fragrances like that of Kadamba, Sarja, Arjuna, Kandaladya. Kanda means the shoots. The various bunches of them are giving fragrances of different kinds. And Mayura Matta Abhiruta Pravrittaihi, and the dancing because of the which the peacocks are dancing, and Mayura Matta Abhiruta Abhihuta also Pranuttaihi dance also. And it looks like, when the dance of the peacock is taking place because of the maddening smell, and apana bhumi pradima bhavati, and the smell there, and the whole place is filled with so much of different fragrances. Also, the honey that is oozing out of those very flowers as well, it look like as though it's a drinking bar. Apana bhumi pradima vibhati. It looks like a drinking bar because of so many different kinds of filled very fine wine-like juices coming out of it. Mukta samamam salilam patatvai. And also like a pearl, mukta sama abam, looking like that of the pearl, salilam, the water, patat, that which is falling down. Why? Sunirmalam patra puteshu lagnam, and picking up that in the kind of a leaf cup, patra puteshu lagnam, hrushta vivarna chadana vihangaha. Vihangaha, the birds are trying to drink that water collected in small cups of the leaves. Think about it. Close your eyes and think about it. The water is coming down like in the rain, like a pearl coming down directly from the sky, and the trees have their leaves like that of the cups in which the water is collected, and the birds are perching on it and trying to drink them, and because of which Surendra Dattam Trushita Bhavanti, and their wings are therefore getting colored or losing their color. Vivarna Chadana. Surendra Dattam, and this Salilam is, the water is not anywhere coming from anywhere else other than Indra himself directly giving this. Surendra Dattam Trushita Pibanti. With great delight they are drinking that. Shatpada Tantri Madhurabhidanam. And the bees that are flying around with their wings continuously trembling, and that sound is like that of the veena. Shatpada Tantri Madhurabhidanam, and Splavangama Udirita Kantatalam, and the frogs that are making sound that are sounding like that of the talam, the sound of a beating. And Avishkrutam Meka Mridanga, and also the thunder that is happening there are sounding like a mridanga. Avishkrutam Mega Mridanga Nadaihi Vaneshu Sangeetam Iva Pravrittam. Looks like the whole forest is engaged in an orchestra. Whole place is filled with a lot of musical sounds. So one is a string is there, talam is there, mridanga is there. So continuing the same idea of Sangeetam here says, Kvachit pranritte, kvachit unnatbihi, kvachit unnatbihi, kvachit pravrittaihi, kvachit unnatatbihi.
क्वचित् प्रनृत्यैः क्वचिदुन्नद्भिः
क्वचित् वृक्षाग्रनिषन्नकायैः
क्वचिच्च वृक्षाग्रनिषण्णकायैः
व्यालाम्बबर्हाभरणैर्मयूरैः
व्यालम्बबर्हाभरणैर्मयूरैः
सङ्गीतमिव वनेषु सङ्गीतमिव प्रवृत्तम्
वनेषु सङ्गीतमिव प्रवृत्तम्
स्वनैर्वनानां प्लवगा प्रबुद्धाः
स्वनैर्घनानां प्लवगा प्रबुद्धा
विहाय निद्रां चिरसन्निरुद्धाम्
विहाय निद्रां चिरसन्निरुद्धाम्
अनेकरूपाकृतिवर्णनादाः
अनेकरूपाकृतिवर्णनादाः
नवाम्बुदाराभिहता नदन्ति
नवाम्बुधाराभिहता निदन्ति
नदन्ति नद्यः समुद्वाहितचक्रवाकाः
नद्यः समुद्वाहितचक्रवाकाः
तटानि शीर्णान्यवहाहि तटानि शीर्णान्यपवाहयित्वा
तटानि शीर्णान्यपवाहयित्वा
दृप्ता नवप्रावृतपूर्णभोगाः
दृप्तानवप्रावृतपूर्णभोगाः
धृतं स्वभर्तारमुप धृतं धृतं स्वभर्तारमुपोयपयान्ति
धृतं स्वभर्तारमुपोपयान्ति
नीलेषु नीलानववारिपूर्णाः
नीलेषु नीलानववारिपूर्णाः
मेघेषु मेघा प्रतिभान्ति सक्ताः
मेघेषु मेघाः प्रतिभान्ति सक्ताः
दवाग्निदग्धेषु दवाग्निदग्धाः
दवाग्निदग्धेषु दवाग्निदग्धाः
शैलेषु शैला इव बद्धमूलाः
शैलेषु शैला इव बद्धमूलाः
प्रमत्तसन्नादिदबर्हिनानि
सन्नादितबर्हिणानि
सशक्रगोपाकुलशुद्धला शाद्बलानि सशक्रगोपाकुलशाद्बलानि
सशक्रगोपाकुलशाद्वलानि
चरन्ति नीपार्जुनवासितानि
चरन्ति नीपार्जुनवासितानि
गजासुरभ्यानि वनान्तराणि
गजासुरम्याणि वनान्तराणि
नवाम्बुधाराहतपेतराणि
नव
पेसराणि right. नवाम्बुधाराहतपेसराणि
नवाम्बुधारा हतकेसराणि
केसराणि या केसर right. धृतं परित्यज्य सरोरुहाणि
धृतं परित्यज्य सरोरुहाणि
कदम्बपुष्पाणि सकेसराणि
कदम्बपुष्पाणि सकेसराणि
नवानि हृष्टा भ्रमरा पिबन्ति
नवानि हृष्टा भ्रमरा पिबन्ति
Kvachit pranruttaihi, some places we have seen that the whole place is dancing, there is music and dance. Kvachit unnadadbihi, somewhere there is music is going on, like the what is said earlier. Kvachit cha vriksha agra nishanna kayaihi, with their bodies, kayaihi, nishanna resting, vriksha agra at the top of the trees, Vyala Amba Barha, and the Vyala means the tail, the Barha, the peacocks with their long tail, Vyalamba Barha Abaranaihi Mayuraihi Vaneshu, and these various peacocks that are sitting on the perching on the top of the trees, and they are also listening to the music as though and dancing. And the tail is looking like a abarana, like a very long, beautiful abarana being worn by the peacocks. Vyalamba barha abaranaihi mayuraihi vaneshu sangeetamiva pranruttam. And that is also seen like a beautiful music score that is going on there. स्वनैर्गणानां प्लवगाः प्रबुद्धाः विहाय निद्रां चिरसन्निरुद्धाम् अनेकरूपा कृतिवर्णनादाः नवाम्बुधारा विहिता नदन्ति. This I gave you to some of you as an exercise to translate and do Anvaya. The frogs that are sitting there for a long time in hideout, in hibernation, now, because of the long sleep being broken by the very sound and the rain that is happening, aneka, so that is a sirasanniruddham nidram vihaya plavagaha prabuddhaha. They have woken up now. And how did they wake up? Swanehi gananam, of the thunder that is heard from the clouds, and lightning, because of which it woke up, and therefore Nava Ambudhara Abhihata, beaten up by the water that is coming down, Aneka Rupa Akriti Varnanada. Various colorful, various forms of rocks that are there in the forest, they started to make big sound, crock, 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 like that. Various kinds of sound, various levels and musical notes, like, and especially when somebody is singing, before that they make sound. Correcting their throat, like that. The crocodile, the frogs were making various kinds of sounds. And here, Nadyah samudvahita chakravakas tatani shirnani apavahahitva तृप्ताः नव प्राभृतपूर्णभोगाः धृतं स्वभर्तारम् सर्वारम् उपोपयान्ति. नद्यः upayanti, that is the main sentence. Nardyah upayanti. Swabhartaram upayanti. It is like, what is when the rivers are flowing, they are flowing towards what? Towards the Samudra. And it is said that Samudra, it is Bharya or Bharta. Sorry, Nadi, if you feminine, Bharta. So, Swabhartaram upopayanti. So, all the rivers are going towards their own beloved ones. It's a sea. And while that's so fast they are moving, Samudvahida Chakravakaha Tatani, and taking along with them, and the Chakravaka birds, which are also on the surface of that very water that are there, taking along with them, Tatani Shirnani, and the banks of the rivers have been completely washed away because of the flow of water. Shirnani apavahayitva driptaha, proudly, nava prabrata purna bhogaha, filled with the new water that has been filled them, the nadis, dhritam, very forcefully, fast, speedily, they are swabhartaram, samudram, upayanti, they are proceeding towards that. And Neeleshu Neelaha Navavari Purnaha Megeshu Megaha Pradibhanti Saktaha, like the dark blue sky, clouds that are combining with each other with fresh water, Nava Varipurnaha, and Neeleshu Neelaha Megeshu Megaha, the clouds connecting to clouds, like with the dark color clouds. Neeleshu Megeshu Neela Megaha Navavari Purnaha Pradibhanti Saktaha, clinging on to each other. It is like that of the forest fire has made rocks so reddish in color. Davagni Dakteshu Davagni Daktaha. Shaileshu Shailaha. Like the rocks that are scorched by the heat, they are clinging on to each other. Shailaha iva baddamulaha, were rooted very firmly on the ground. Like that of it, the clouds are connecting with the bigger clouds, and what happens is smaller clusters of clouds connected to each other, they become a huge. And obviously, as you know, as the one cloud meeting with another, there is electrification that also takes place in the form of thunder and lightning. Pramatta Sannadida Barhinani Swashakra Gopakula Shadvalani. We have seen this before, similar to that idea of this Indragopa, Shakragopa, small bugs, red bugs. They are found all over the place of the green land. And the Charanti Niparjuna Vasidani. And we can see very clearly here, when the Pramatta, all the Gajaha, Suramyani, Vanantarani, they are delightfully moving around these Gajaha Charanti, Nipa Arjuna Vasitani, and they are seen to be between the, because of the fragrance that is coming out of these two trees, Nipa and Arjuna. And because of that, they have become little mad in their behavior, and then moving around in their land of filled with so many newly grown grass, and which are spotted by the red bugs. Pramatta Sannadita Varhinani, and also the madness of the peacocks also dancing there. The peacock and the frogs and the birds and the frogs, and the elephants. These are again and again and again brought in here because they are the most beautiful presence there. Of course, there are wild animals that also present. Navambudara hata kesarani dhrutam parityajya saroruhani. So the filaments of the many of the birds are being disturbed by the new rains that have come down. Navambudara hata, destroyed. Kesarani, the filaments. Dhrutam, at once. Parityajya, completely having given up. Saroruhani, which are all none other than the lotuses, which have lost their filaments due to the water. The Brahmaraha and the bees are leaving aside those filaments which may not anymore the kesara, the powder, which they would like to suck it in as honey, and leaving that they proceed towards Kadamba Pushpani Sakesarani Vanani Rishtaha Brahmara Pivanti. The bees are drinking only from those Kadamba flowers which are still maintaining the filaments, not destroyed by the waters, by the rain, and they are Hrishtaha, they are delighted by that. Matta Gajendra Mudita Gavendraha.
Matta Gajendra Mudita Gavendraha.
When you're chanting, listen to the tone. Matta Gajendra Mudita Gajendraha.
Matta Gajendra Mudita Gavendra.
Gavendraha.
Gavendraha.
You're saying Gavendraha. So it's not lower tone, it's upper, right? Matta Gajendra Mudita Gavendraha.
Matta Gajendra Mudita Gavendra.
Okay, no what? Vaneshu Vikranta Mrigendraha.
Vaneshu Vikranta Mrugendraha.
Ramyanagendra Vibruta Narendraha.
Ramyanagendra Nibruta Narendraha.
Prakridito Varidhare Surendraha.
Prakridito Varidharai Surendraha.
Mega Samudbhuta Samruddhanataha.
Megha Samudbhuta Samudranada.
Mahajalogair Gaganavalambaha.
Mahajalaughair Gaganavalambaha.
Nadistatakani Saramsi Vapihi.
Nadistatakani Saramsi Vapi.
Mahim cha kritsnam apavahayanti.
Mahim cha Krishnam apavahayanti.
Varshapravega vipula patanti.
Varshapravega vipula pratanti.
Pravanti vata samudirna vegaha.
Pravanti vata samutirna vegaha.
Pranashtakula pravahanti shigram.
Pranashtakula pravahanti shigram.
Nadyo jalam vipradipanna margaha.
Nadyo jalam vipratipanna margaha.
Narendra iva parvatendraha.
नरै नरेन्द्रा इव पर्वतेन्द्रा
सुरेन्द्रदत्तै पवनोपनीतैः
सुरेन्द्रदत्तैः पवनोपनीतैः
गणाम्बुकुम्भैरभिषिच्यमानाः
कुम्भैरभिषिच्यमाना
रूपं श्रियं स्वामिव दर्शयन्ति
रूपं श्रियं स्वामिव दर्शयन्ति
गणोपगूढं गगनं न ताराः
घनोपगूढं गगनं न ताराः
न भास्करो दर्शनमप्युपैति
न भास्करो दर्शनमभ्युपैति
नवैर्जलोगैर्धरणी वितृप्ता
नवैर्जलौघैर्धरणी वितृप्ता
तमो विलिप्ता नदिशप्रकाशाः
तमो विलिप्ता नदिशः प्रकाशाः
महान्ति कूटानि महीधराणाम्
महन्ति कूटानि महीधराणाम्
दाराविदौ तान्यधिकं विभान्ति
धाराविधौ तान्यधिकं विभान्ति
महाप्रमाणैर्विपुलैः प्रपातैः
महाप्रमाणैर्विपुलैः प्रपातैः
मुक्ताकलापैरिवलम्बमानैः
मुक्ताकलापैरिवलम्बमानैः
गजेन्द्राः मत्ताः मुदिताः. All the mad elephants are becoming crazy because of the various kinds of fragrances, sound, etc. Gajendraha vaneshu vikrantataraha. This Gajendraha. And then Gavendra, the bulls also. The bulls also, as well as the elephants. Gava Indra. Gava is cow and Indra is the Lord. So Lord of the cows is considered as the bulls. So and then Gaja is elephant of So Matta Gajendraha, Mudita Gavendraha, delighted are the bulls and maddened elephants. Mrigendraha Vikrantatara. At the same time, the lions, which are considered as the lord of the forest, which are Vikrantatara, becoming stronger because they now come out and the freshness of the earth there. Ramya Nagendraha, Vibruta Narendraha, all this Indra is represented. Nagendra is, Naga is Nagachadi the Naga, the hills and mountains. Mountains are Ramya, they are beautiful, delightful, pleasant, so bright. Nagendra. Nipruda Narendra. Kings that are rulers of the earth, they are now settled down because of the rain. They cannot go out and do or engage in battles. Prakridito Varidarehi Surendra. At the same time, Surendra, that is the Lord of the heaven, he is playing along with the clouds, sporting with them. Prakridada Varidarehi, with the Varidarehi, clouds, by the clouds there. So, Gajendra, Gavendra, Surendra, Nagendra, Gajendra, Gavendra, Mrigendra, Nagendra, Narendra, Surendra. They're beautifully used here. Megaha samudbhuta samudranadaha mahajalai augaihi gaganabalambaha. So the clouds that are there filled with waters, and it is competing with the roar of the ocean. The ocean is a large quantity of water, no doubt. And when the ocean is hitting the shores, it is making the huge sound. And the clouds that are filled with water also trying to compete with those ocean. That is why Megaha Samudbhuta Samudra Nadaha Mahajale Oga Gagana Balam Avalamba. hanging on the sky, they are trying. Avalambaha, Gaganaavalambaha, Mahajala Ogaihi. Then Nadi Statakani Saramsi Vabi Mahimcha Krishnam Abavahayanti. And the water that is flowing through the rivers, they are filling up all the Tatakani, lakes, Saramsi, and smaller ponds, Vapi, the wells, Narendra Tatake, Saramsi, Vapi, Mahimcha, and also the earth, Krishnam, completely Apavahayandi, overflowing and flooding. So it looked like when it flood of rain comes, it's like the entire ocean is overpowered by the waters from the clouds, and the entire earth is also looking like ocean. That much of water has come, filling up all the lakes and the ponds and the wells. Varshapravegaha vipulaha. The force of water is so powerful. Patanti pravanti. Moving and flowing. Vataha samudirna vegaha. Because of the intense wind that is throwing them here and there. Pranashtakulaha pravahanti shigram, and destroying or washing away the banks of the river completely. Nadyo jalam vipradibhinna margaha. Sometimes the rivers are not even going in the same direction which they were flowing. They have changed their courses also, moving in different directions. Vipradibhinna margaha. And Narehi Narendra iva Parvatendraha Surendra Pavanopanitaihi Ganambu Gumbaihi Abhishijyamanaha Rupam Shriyam Swami Wow. Parvatendraha, the top of the beautiful mountains, there Narehi Narendra. So during the time of coronation or during the time of installation of a king, how the various people bring water from all over the place and do the abhisheka for the king, for the sake of coronation. From various waters they will bring, Ganga, Yamuna, Kaveri, like we also do when we do the puja for the Lord. Gange cha Yamane chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. And we invite all the various holy rivers, and then that is what Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Kaveri, Sindhu, all these 7 different kinds of rivers running or flowing in different parts of the country. We invoke them in the Kumbha and then do the Abhisheka to the Lord. So in the same way they do for the king also. So Narendraha Naraihi Parvadendraha Surendra Dattaihi Pavanopanitaihi, that which has come from the megas given by the Surendra, that is Indra, Gana Ambu Kumbaihi Abhishijyamana. And what is the Kumbha from which the water is coming out? The clouds. Ganambu Kumbaihi, with the clouds acting as the Kumbha, given by the Surendra Dattaihi Jalaihi Abhishichyamanaha Rupam. Those huge mountains are seen to be continuously being consecrated by Surendra with the water. Swami Vadarsayanti Rupam Swam, that beautiful form they are showing up. Ganopagudam Gaganam na Tara Namaskaro Darshanamuppi. There is no presence of stars because of the clouds in the whole entire night of the rainy season. There is no Tara, no Bhaskara. Even during the day, there is no sun. Ganopagudam Gaganam. The whole sky is filled with clusters of dense clouds. Ganopagudam Gaganam Natara Nabhaskaraha Darshanamupavidi Navair Jalaihi Jalogaihi Dharani Vitrupta. The entire earth is fully saturated with the water that are coming down. Nave Jalogaihi Dharani Vidrupta. Tamo vilipta na disha prakashaha. And also darkness enveloped everywhere because of the clouds covering the sun. Na dishaha prakashaha. The directions or the quarters are not even seen, which is east, which is west, which is north, which is south, because based upon the sun only they can say here is the east and here is the west, here is the north and south. When everywhere there is only darkness of the cloud, you don't even have the light of the sun coming anywhere, so the directions are also lost. That is why when you find the birds that are flying during the rainy season, they go here, there. Why? Because their directions are lost. They are very sensible about their directions. Looking at the sun, they know this is east, and accordingly they will move forward. But now they can't. They move here, there. So the directions are not to be seen anymore. Mahanti Kutani, at the top of the all the various parvatas, the hills, Mahidharanam, Dara Dara Vidautani, Adhikam Vivanti. They are washed completely, continuously washed by the rains that are coming down. Mahapramanair Vipulaihi Prabadaihi Mukta Kalabaihi Iva Lambamanaihi. Wow. Mahapramane Vipulaihi, and they are, because of that continuous water that is coming, and Prabhatehi Mukta Falabhairiva. Mukta Kalapa means the pearls, Kalapa means a string, as though the string of pearls. Lambamana hanging down, the water coming down is looking like pearls are strung together, continuously hanging down along the gigantic mountains that are there, mountain peaks. Pramana means gigantic there. Almost continuing further here. Shailopala praskalamana vegaha.
शैलोपलप्रस्त्वलमानवेगाः
शैलोत्तमानां विपुला प्रपाताः.
शैलोत्तमानां विपुला प्रपाताः
गुहासु सन्नादितबर्हिणासु.
गुहासु सन्नादितबर्हिणासु
हारा विकीर्यन्त इवावभान्ति.
हारा विकीर्यन्त इवावभान्ति
शीघ्रप्रवेगा विपुला प्रपाताः.
शीघ्रप्रवेगा विपुला प्रपाताः
निर्दोतशृङ्गोपतला गिरीणाम्.
निर्दौतशृङ्गोपतलाकिरीणाम्
मुक्ताकलापप्रतिमा पतन्तो.
मुक्ताकलापप्रतिमा पतन्तो
महागुहोत्सङ्गतलैर्ध्रियन्ते.
महागुहोत्सङ्गतलैर्ध्रियन्ते
शैलोपल and the shailopala praskalamaana vegaha. As earlier also said, the water that are coming down are looking like the string of pearls, and they are precious, and they are most precious stones like shaila upala praska fully praskalamana vegaha. The force with which the water is falling down, it's looking like that of pearls that are coming, put on a string coming down. Shaila Uttamanam Vipulaha Prapataha, they are pouring down at the top of the mountains, and it is seen when these pearls of water that is coming down from the sky and then like a string that is falling on the mountain, in the mountain caves that are there, guhasa sannadida barhinasu, peacocks are making big sound looking at the beauty of the water coming down. Hara vikiryanta ivavabanti, and the water coming down like a pearl necklace, and the mayuras or the peacocks are sitting in the cave and they are dancing. For what? Because when the water comes down, it splatters into the cave, and it will look like the pearls have been broken from the necklace and are falling into the caves. And looking at those pearls of water, the peacocks are dancing and making big noise there. So this is very interesting. Shigra Pravegaha, and the Shigra Pravegaha, the force of water that is coming down very forcefully there. Prapadaha, falling down. Nirdoda. Nirdoda means washing away. Shringopatalaha, the top of the mountains, the top vertical plateau of the hills. Girinam Shringopatalaha Nirdoda, washing away. Mukta Kalaba Pratimaha, again it is looking like the pearl chain there. Patantaha Maha Guho Utsanga Talaihi Driyante. So, Gulaihi Driyante means are being collected, arrested. The water that is coming down like the pearl string on the top of the mountains now are falling all the way down, and they are being collected as little pearls again by the lower caves that were there under the hills. They are picking up those waters, collecting them. So this way the beauty of the rain is being spoken, and now the change of meter. Suradam Artha Vichinna. No, what is it? No, I lost my original meter there. Suratamartha Vichinnaha. No. Suratamartha Vichinnaha.
सुरतामर्दविच्छिन्नाः
Swargastri-hara-moktikaha.
स्वर्गस्त्रीहारमौक्तिकाः
Patanti Chatula-dikshu.
पतन्ति चातुलादिक्षु
Toyadhara Samantataha.
तोयधारा समन्ततः
Iliyama-nirvihagaihi.
विलीयमानैर्विहगैः
Nimiladbhischa pankajaihi.
निमीलद्भिश्च पङ्कजैः
Vigasantya Chamalatya.
विकसन्त्या च मालत्या
Gadostam Nyayate Ravihi.
गतोस्तं ज्ञायते रविः
Vrittayatra Narendranam.
वृत्ता यात्रा नरेन्द्राणां
Senapatyeva vartate.
सेनापत्येव वर्तते
Vairani chaiva margascha.
वैराणि चैव मार्गाश्च
Salilena samikritaha.
सलिलेन समीकृताः
Masi Praushtapade Brahma.
मासी प्रौष्टपदे ब्रह्मा
Brahmananam Vivakshataam.
ब्रह्माणानां विवक्षताम्
Ayamadhyasa Samayaha.
अयमध्याय समयः
Samaganam Upastitaha.
सामगानामुपस्थितः
Surata Amarda Vijjinnaha. Swargastri Haramoktikaha. So it is looking like the water that is coming down like pearls, it is earlier stated. It is how it is. The heavenly women, out of their passionate rubbing with each other, how they are wearing that pearl necklaces are slowly they cut off and the pearls come down onto the floor. In the same way, the water that is from the sky is falling down like a pearls. Surat Amarda means embracing each other. Vichinnaha, broken. Swargastri Haramautikaha, the pearl necklaces that are the pearls that come down. Patanti cha Atula, incomparable, such beautiful pearls of water. Dikshu Toyataraha Samantataha, all over the place. Samantadaha, Toyata, Dharaha, the strings of water coming down is such a comparison, so beautiful. And Viliyamanaihi, Vihagaihi, Nimilidbihischa Pankajaihi. And while this is taking place, because of the water that is continuously pouring, there is no sun. Therefore, the lotus flowers have closed their petals. Viliyamanehi, vihagaihi, um, Nimiladbihi, vihagaihi, by the birds which are there, seeing that the uh, the lotus flowers have already closed, they are not anymore available for them to hang on to, and the vikasatya pangajaihi, that's it, pangajaihi viliyamanaihi vikagini milpicha vikasantya, blossoming cha malatya, the night jasmine. Now the night jasmine has opened up. And this is why, because gataha ravihi astam nyayate, only then we know that the night has fallen. See, otherwise the entire place, as I said, it is because of the dark clouds, it appears to be not daytime at all. But how do we know that actually the sunset has taken place? The lotuses have slowly, they have closed down, and the night jasmine has slowly opened up. Then the birds will know, oh, now the sun is gone, now the night has come. Because the nature cannot be fooled. Nature is always graced by the Lord, and the nature continuously in touch with what is happening. See, even the animals and birds are more sensitive than human beings. They know the change of the season much before even the weather report tells about what is happening. Only when there are such kind of rains, suddenly in the middle of the summer there is a heavy downpour, which is totally unexpected. That, of course, they cannot that easily predict. But when the change of season takes place, we can see how the animals are most sensitive about it. Vrittaha yatra Narendranam. The Narendranam of the kings further march towards their conquering other lands have stopped. Narendranam yatra nivritta. Sena patyeva vartade, and the armies are staying in the same place. They are also not moving forward. Vairani cha margascha salilena samikritaha. Not only the roads that have become samikritaha, they are completely stalled, but also the margaha, the path are stalled because of the rain, but also the enmity between the kings are also stopped because of the rain. Vairani margascha salirena samikritaha. Poshtapade Masi, at the time of the Bhadrapada Masa, which is considered as the first bright half of the month of Brahmananam Vivakshatam Vaktumichatam. So those who are interested to uh, recite the verses from the Vedas, they are engaged in that Brahmananam Vivakshatam Ayam Adhyasa Samayah. This is the time when they are more and more inclined to sit and chant and memorize, etc., because they cannot go out for any other purpose. So this is a time for them to continue their studies. Samaganam upastitaha, and also those people who are singers of Samaveda, they are also now interested to sit and study, and this is the season for such an endeavor. Vivrittakarma yatano nunu vimirtakarma yatano nunam no vivrittakarma yatano
विवृत्तकर्मायतनो
नूनं सञ्चित संचयः
नूनं सञ्चितसञ्चयः
आषाढीमुप्यगतः अप्युगतः
आषाढीमभ्युगताः
आषाढीमप्युगतः
आषाढीमभ्युपगताः
अप्युपगतः भरतः कोसलाधिपः
भरतः कोसलाधिपः
नूनम् आपूर्यमाणायाः
नूनमापूर्यमाणायाः
सरव्या वर्धते रयः
सरव्यावर्धते रयः
मां समीक्ष समायान्तम्
मां समीक्ष्य समायान्तम्
अयोध्याया इव स्वनः.
अयोध्याया इव स्वनः.
So here it's interesting that Sri Rama coming back to his you know description, further closing part of it, he says Vivritta karma ayatanaha, having completed the work, Nunam samchita sanchaya, and having collected enough amount of whatever needs to be collected, and having completed that, Bharataha, the lord of the land, Kosaladipaha, Kosala Adipaha, the king of the Kosala, Ashadim Apyupagataha, and as Ashada Masa has started, where there is no more cultivation, no more Vyavasaya, no more any industry, engaging in enterprising activity, no more going for battles, no more engaging in anything that is external, like outside the houses because of the heavy downpour. Everybody has settled down, including Bharata, the ruler of the Kosala kingdom, and have taken to the Ashadi Mipyakadaha. So, and also we see the Sarayu river, which is flowing through Ayodhya, how because of the filled with water, Nunam Apuryamanaya Saravyaha Vardate Rayaha, how the speed and the quantity of water has become so progressively grown. Vardate, and I feel that the Sarayu river also, he imagines the Sarayu river is now flooded completely because of the rain, and how it is progressively grown in their level. It is similar to how the people who are waiting for my return will get so excited and make their sound of welcome. I am imagining Mam Samiksha Samayantam Ayodhyaha Iva Swanah, the sound and the acceleration that I am expecting the people would do when I return back to Ayodhya. It is the same kind of a progressive flooding of the Sarayu river that is taking place at this rainy season. So he's slowly thinking about the time when he would go back successfully after 14 years. Now, thinking about this, Sri Rama would now settle down to stay in the mountains of Kishkinda for the time to end this rainy season to end, and he would then ask Lakshmana to find out from Sugriva, yes, about the next plan, how to go about in search of Sita. अगणित गुणगण भूषण राम आश्रित वत्सल जय जय राम अयोध्यवासी सीताराम आपद्बान्धव जय जय राम दशरथ नंदन श्रीराम दशमुखमर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामितफलदा जय जय राम पाप विमोचन श्रीराम पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम जानकी जीवन सीताराम जय रघुराम जय सिया राम वानर सेवित श्रीराम वारिधि वंदन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीताराम जय रघुराम जय सिया राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम श्रीराम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय।